Alright, now for the next part, servicing the hydromatic drive transmission. After doing lots and lots and lots of research on these transmissions, I learned that I could actually get the, you can actually buy the correct fluid through the parts store. It's type A fluid, and if you ask the counter person to get type A, they can order a bunch. It's some random, like, Quaker State off-brand fluid, but it's type A nonetheless, and you can tell by looking at the bottles alone that they're fairly old, not fairly, I mean, last decade, but, yeah, they still exist, so I figured, you know what, I'll just put the right stuff back in. Some people say you can use Dexron 6 because it is all supposed to be backwards compatible, yes, but I figured I'm just going to put the right thing back in. Some guys say you can put type F in there, which is a Ford fluid, make it shift, quote-unquote, tighter, or, like, I guess a harder shift feel, because some people like that, but I figured, whatever, I'm putting the right stuff back in. Here's a video of the pan removed. The parts store can also get a new gasket. The filters, nobody makes them, and if you Google hydromatic transmission filter, you will not find one for sale. So my advice to you is to just clean out the old one with brake clean or a parts wash. It can be done. I did it in my backyard. It was fine. Here's a video of how nasty the pan of the transmission was. And honestly, after seeing this, I'm surprised the thing even moved under its own power and continued to move under its own power after all of this. But here's a video here. Here's the best part. Here's the hydromatic filter. It's pretty damn dirty, and here's the pan, and there's a sludge in there, so that's got to get cleaned really bad. And then crawl down here, there's all that shit. So yeah, really fucking dirty. So hopefully cleaning this up makes this drive a little bit better. A little bit of metal in there too, but we're just gonna pretend I didn't see it. But yeah, it was bad. Very, very dirty. But you know what? They cleaned up good. There's an after shot. You can read hydromatic, and it says drain on there, and printed into the metal there. I didn't add a magnet at this time. You can buy magnets at the parts store. That'll probably be a video later in the future about us servicing that again. But there's a new gasket on there. You can get the parts store as well, which I'm surprised about that. But yeah, cleaned up pan. Cleaned up filter. A couple shots of the filter there. There's the kind of valve body there, and the inlet outlet tube for the filter as well. Putting this back together, I will say, when you try to fit the filter on there with the one end, this end here, it will just try to dangle. And at first I thought, okay, maybe there needs to be a sort of a rubber O-ring that goes around there to seal it to the top one to keep it in place, but it just kept dangling there, so I was nervous. I figured, okay, well, we don't want the tube to be filtering in, like, or breathing in, like, dirty fluid or particles, right? So I got worried about that not working at all. After about a couple of days or so about asking my instructors, some customers that know things about older cars, just looking at forums on the internet, we just figured out in our driveway on the ground that when you lift the pan up back into place to bolt back up, it lifts the filter back up and seals it back on that inlet tube there. So again, that'll be a future video, but yeah, that was all fine and dandy, and it's been fine ever since then. So yeah, another video of it running here after I got it. It kept dying in my backyard. You kind of hear it's kind of running funny, actually. That's the second problem. But what happened was the 12-volt battery for the electric fuel pump that gave the car its fuel was out of juice, so it kept dying. I didn't know this, and it freaked me out, but yeah, it was just a bad battery. Go figure. At this point in time, the distributor was not holding timing. It was holding enough to keep in place to get like a rough timing, but it was nowhere near correct. Issue there was that I tightened the distributor hold down clamp way too much, and it wouldn't sit back over, so we had to take it back out and pry it half an inch with a screwdriver, and finally it would seat back on its proper spot. So no real issue there, but didn't stop me from trying to get the car better than it was before. A couple shots there, the trim, dirty, little before and after shots, little inchworm guy. So the next step here would be slowly getting into the brakes, which I was not looking forward to at all. Here's some undercarriage pictures here of some of the brake lines there, fuel line as well in one of these shots. But yeah, you can see the undercarriage there. It's surface rusty, but none of it is structural. So one day I plan on getting this all undercoated, whether that be me or somebody else. I want it done because this car is pretty rock solid.